Hello citizens, welcome back to the channel. Here we are in Area 18, and I was not prepared for this week's recording. I had so much work and crap to do that I wasn't even sure I was going to get one out by this Friday, but it is now Thursday night, and here we are. I'm going to do something a little different tonight because I am kind of behind schedule, sort of. First of all, let's go through some events. Yeah, the big thing right now is the Alpha 4.3 Dark Territory, What Lies Beneath. Ooh, everybody's after that black and white Geist armor with the hood. I have not looked at it yet. I haven't had a chance to even play. You guys will be running around in it far before I even get a chance to try to get any. And I don't know if I care that much. I mean, it's certainly better than the Race for Stanton armor, but yeah, I don't know. I'll make an attempt and bring you guys along if it works out. But yeah, it looks interesting. Other than that, if you watched today's Inside Star Citizen, there was an interesting little tidbit that some of you may find. They said a lot of good things, but the interesting thing I heard is someone asked a question, are we going to get a medium salvage ship? So we have like the Fortune and we have the Vulture, which are small salvage ships, and then we have the Reclaimer, which is giant. And they said, we're going to get a medium ship. And they said, yes, there is plans in the future for a medium salvage ship. And then one of them gave a little more information saying that he didn't have to say, but he did. He said, I think medium salvage ships should be orange. And they said, what are you saying? He goes, I don't know. I'm just saying medium salvage ships should be orange. So, to me, what that is saying, and I think we all know what it's saying, is that there's going to be a salvage mole variant. And yeah, I'm down for that. Salvage mole variant, that's pretty cool. Would I trade my Vulture in for it? No. No. I would not do that. But so what I suspect will happen, and fingers crossed, is if they do the mole variant, they'll maybe fix the mole. The mole has some goofy things in it, you know. There's some strange things in the mole that I would love to see fixed. So that would be good. But anyway, yeah, something interesting in the horizon. So now the thing I wanted to do tonight that is kind of different, take a look at the Ship Showdown and kind of do a picks video. So I'm going to check out the table and I'm going to give you my predictions for what the picks are for who's going to win. I'd love to hear your opinions in the comments as well. And then I'm going to go buy a ship. Okay, here we are with the Ship Showdown. We already know that the Raft and the Asgard results, that was just such a ridiculous matchup. It's like, you know, I voted for the Raft, I admit it. My brother wouldn't be very happy because he has the Asgard. But I voted for the Raft. That thing, it just became so good. It was such a forgotten ship. And then suddenly it is the cornerstone of the whole cargo event. And then the Asgard is just an awesome ship. My brother and I took that out on a lot of runs during the cargo event to go out and recover cargo from the derelict ship. That thing would just like annihilate ships, and then we were able to pick up the cargo and leave, and it was, so they were both equally awesome. No, they weren't equally awesome. The Raft was more awesome. But we all know the Asgard won. So then the next one was the MTC versus the Ursa Medevac. I've got an Ursa, so of course I voted for the Ursa, but apparently I also have an MTC. I don't know why I have it. I don't know where it came from. It's not in my hangar. in the web page, but every time they do an update, it's there in my ships list. I don't know how that happened. I should stop complaining about it, but I have one. But anyway, it ended up going to the Nursa because of course it did. Then we have the Razor and the M50. I voted for the M50 because I have some skins for the M50 and I bought one in game. Not this last update, but previously. I don't have one right now. But we know now the Razor won. Then the one going on right now is against the 85X, the Origin 85X, and the Gladiator. It's kind of a weird matchup, in my opinion. Totally different ships, but I guess so is the Raft and the Asgard. That was a weird matchup too. It looks like Gladiator is going to win by a landslide. So we got the Gladiator here. This one's a little tough. The Zeus and the Corsair. The Corsair has always been the darling. I plan on voting for the Corsair. I really, because it's the ES, I think it's going to go to the Corsair. I predict the Corsair will win that one. So we're going to say Corsair here. Then we have the Vulture and the Mule, or the Mole. I don't know here. I would say the Vulture is still the more versatile ship. I have a Mole that I traded in my Prospector for, and you'd need 3 people. At least 2. You need at least 2 people. So for just jumping out and mining and stuff, it's not as versatile as being able to hop in a Vulture and just go for salvage. I predict the Vulture will win here. The Prowler utility versus the Talon in the Alien division. I think it's going to be the utility because it's a new ship. Plain and simple. How often have you seen a Talon in the verse? I never see them. Never. But I think the Prowler utility is a new ship. It's going to win that. And then in the run and gun, we have the Polaris versus the Star Lancer TAC. I think it's going to be the TAC. I think it's going to be the TAC. Everyone's really hot on that ship. I predict it's going to be the TAC. So then back up to the top here, we have the Asgard versus the Ursa. It's going to be the Asgard. So we have Asgard here in the semifinal. Going down to the Razor. So we have the Razor, and then I predicted that the Gladiator is going to win. Between the two, I expect the Razor to win. Nobody flies the Gladiator anymore. It's I've rented it during ship shows, and it's a good ship, but nobody flies it. It's going to be the Razor in the semifinals. And then I predicted it would be Corsair versus Vulture. That's a tough one. That is a tough one. Corsair versus Vulture. I'm going to say Corsair. It's just, people just love it. It's a good looking ship. I'm going to say Corsair here. Prowler utility versus, I predicted the Star Lancer, and I think the Star Lancer is going to continue to win. I think the Star Lancer will be here. So then the semifinals, we have the the Asgard versus the Razor. Come on. Yeah. The Asgard's going to win. The Asgard's going to make it to the finals. And then down here we've got the Corsair versus the Star Lancer. I don't know. I would rather it be the Corsair. I don't know if it's going to be. I think it's going to be the Star Lancer. So then the final lineup is going to be Asgard versus Starlancer, and I predict Asgard. So I think the overall winner is going to be the Anvil Asgard, which is all right. I don't own one, but my brother does. He could get the fancy skin, so that's nice. That's my predictions for this. What do you guys think? Leave your comments below. I'd be interested to have a little debate about it. I think it's kind of fun. I mean, obviously they're trying to sell ships, but it's kind of fun. Yeah, highlight my votes. Yeah. I voted for the Raft, I voted for the Nursa, and I voted for the M50. And then we'll see here next why I voted for the 85X. Okay, so there you have it. There is, yeah, I bought an Origin 85X. They're just a great all-arounder. You can call them from a mining facility pad. So, yeah, I probably would have gotten the M50, but I thought, you know, what if I have another person with me? So, yeah. So there you have it. That's the end of the video for Friday. See another one next Friday. Of course, I have a second channel if you're interested in watching me play other games. And if I hopefully do some of the Dark Territory stuff, or maybe some Headhunter missions. I've been wanting to do those. I'll bring you guys along for the ride. Thanks so much for joining me. See you next time, and as always, if you see Captain Curse in the verse, say hi. Okay.